Alright, another Sunday, another video of alt should you make Glaivier edition. Are you ready to hear my opinion? Okay, I'm gonna chill out on the whatever that was. Ignore me. I haven't taken my meds, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Glaivier, control. What do I think about the class? I think it's okay. I don't really enjoy it. It's not my playstyle, and I know a lot of people agree with me in that Glaivier was like this hyped class, and then it came out, and then like most people hated it because, I don't know, it's just not really that flashy, not very strong. Not to say that it's weak, but it's just not for me, is what I would say. I do think I would enjoy it more if I was Pinnacle, instead of Control, but I picked Control because I don't know. I guess it was just the general consensus that Control was more fun or better or something. I don't know. I went with the hive mind. In my experience, though, Pinnacle, very, very strong early on. If I was Pinnacle, I think I would be singing a different... I need water. Hold on. I'm a professional content creator. Don't you forget that here on this channel. Alright. Pinnacle. I was talking about Pinnacle and how much better I think it is. Pinnacle is great. It scales worse than Control late game, though it has been kind of getting buffed. It got that 7% red skull buff, which helps it. But early on, Pinnacle gets online lickety-split. It is very strong. Flat crit rate on things is incredibly good, which is why it's scales worse because there's less engraving options. Keen Blunt becomes less efficient. But yeah. Pinnacle, very strong early on. Control, not so much. Control, though, it is a swiftness primarily. Pinnacle is spec primarily. So Pinnacle is a bit more expensive than Control. Control is supposedly very fast, spammy. And Pinnacle is more charge your spear, do big spear damage, jump, stuff like that. I will say, though, you might have noticed when I looked over at my engravings, Ambush Master, yes, this is an ass-hugging class. You are using Entropy on Control. Another plus for Pinnacle is that you use Nightmare, so you don't have to be constrained by the boss's ass cheeks, which is a plus in my book. Glaivier, it's not weak up until 14-15, but it's not strong. Like, it's fine. You do fine in Yoho, you do fine in Descaluda. You just don't do amazing. And this is obviously coming from a 4x3 level 5 gems, stuff like that. But, yeah. I think if I was Pinnacle, it would be more interesting to me. Plus, there's a bunch of different builds you can do with Pinnacle. You can go, like, 5 blue, 2 red, 4 blue, 3 red. I think there's even a 3 blue, 4 red. I'm not sure. I just know there's a lot of different options you can do with your skills and stuff, and I think generally I like classes that are like that. This is very kind of straightforward. You hug ass, you hit buttons that light up. In terms of rotation, though, for Control, it's pretty simple. All I do is I try to proc my Conviction Judgment to Shackling Blue Dragon. So I have my Conviction on Half Moon Slash, and I have my Judgment on Wheel of Blades. This also alleviates the mana issues with this class, because you absolutely do, especially since you don't have Nightmare. So I always start out with my little Tornado, proc Judgment, drop one of those, Chain Slash, Stampeding Slash, Dragon Slash, and then you just kind of press whatever lights up. It's one of these classes. And you obviously want to use Shackling Blue Dragon with whatever skills can, because that's a very good crit rate buff. But you just kind of press whatever lights up. And obviously things will sync up better, but because this is a Trixion dummy and it doesn't move, obviously I have 100% uptime, and also that means my mana issue is more prevalent. But, I mean, it's not too bad. If you like just pressing buttons and not having to think too much, then yeah, this Control is very good. Again, Pinnacle is much more involved because you have stance swapping. That's just a class's identity. I can't show it because I'm not, well, I'm control. Let me actually take off the control engraving so I can show you stance swapping. Let's swap over to Pinnacle. I don't have it set up, obviously, so I'm not going to be able to really show you. But you fill up your meter, and then you can swap stances, and you get different buffs. And the buff lasts for, I believe, 10 seconds? It doesn't say here. But I think it's 10 seconds. Let me recover resources. The red buff is 20, and I think the blue is 10? No, it's 12. Okay. But you see, you get attack speed, damage to foes, crit rate, and blue stance when you swap. And then blue to red, you just get crit damage and damage to foes and move speed. That's it's parry. It also has a parry in red stance. Pinnacle has parry, which I think is very cool. Again, I think Pinnacle is just much more involved, and I think it's honestly a better option for alt. But again, this is just coming from somebody who's primarily played control. Do I think you should make Glaivier as an alt? I mean, I don't think it's a bad choice. I just think you could probably make a more fun or enjoyable class. But it's by no means bad. And if you make a Pinnacle Glaivier, I think you would have a lot more fun. Oh yeah, Red Dragon Horn. This is the big skill. This is the skill all the Glaiviers know. Boom! Even the red skills just look and feel better to use. I don't know. I'm very clearly, Pinnacle pilled? Yeah, Pinnacle pilled. But that is to say, control is much more chill. Again, your mileage may vary. I don't think it's a bad alt, I just think it's underwhelming in terms of what it is. But at the end of the day, you know, if it looks interesting to you, give it a shot. After all, this is just an opinion from a fat white guy on the internet who plays Lost Ark a little too much. I'll see you all in the next one, as always. Like the video, comment, dislike it, do whatever you gotta do, man. 1K subs, subscribe, let's do it. Me, you, Olive Garden, endless breadsticks. Bye.